This thing is launched live, baby. On deck.
Good experience. Their heads are right. They've been in the weight room. I would say these kids got very strong this past fall. Just knowing that anything is possible pretty much this year.
And now,
we're focusing on one game at a time, just focusing on making sure we execute every play, every moment.
The Austin High Maroon On Deck Show.
Players, my teammates, we developed a really good relationship over the season.
Brought to you by Plains Capital, Nance Orthodontic, Mark Hart Architecture, by Delta Millworks, by Somanos, by Prosperity Roofing, by Cover Chevrolet, by James Gonin Architecture, and by the Chuck Nash Auto Group, by Tate Property, Terrytown Pharmacy, Innovative Care, Timeless Service, 8118 Dental Professionals, dental care focused on whole body wellness, Sportsman's Barbershop, a friendly neighborhood barbershop, Horizon Bank. Since 1905, Horizon has been proud to work with local businesses across Central Texas and beyond. And now to the Maroon Broadcast booth. Here's David Roy and James Scott.
Welcome in, everyone. Austin Maroon High fans and friends. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth for Game 2 of our two-game series between Austin High and Dripping Springs. Austin High comes into tonight. They're down in the series, but an opportunity to even it and avoid the sweep and pick up their first district win on the season. Now, if you tuned in, you joined us last night, you would know that's not going to be easy because this Dripping Springs squad, the pitching is extremely good, but Austin High, couple lineup changes, we'll have those for you in a little bit, but they are ready to roll tonight, featuring Jason Martinez coming off the mound to get you started.
Yeah, Jason Martinez making his first district start. Actually, it might be his first start of the year and of his career at the varsity level. But in long relief, he's done yeoman's work. So we're going to see what he has tonight. And I tell you what, Jaden Besa, another pitcher, lefty pitcher last night, did a pretty good job against Dripping Springs. Yes, we allowed 5 runs, but all things considered, as good as Dripping Springs in, Besa did a heck of a job, so maybe we can catch lightning twice and have Martinez go the distance and keep Dripping Springs, who's the number 10 ranked team according to Texas high school baseball. And that's probably low. It's low because their record is, I think, 11-6 or 12-6, because they did much like we did during the tournament and just kind of played people all over the place to see what they had. So, yes, they were trying to win, but it wasn't as much emphasis placed on that as it is in district.
Well, and like we talked about, everybody was doing the same thing all throughout the district, right? Because you have such turnover so consistently year in and year out, you're just trying to figure out what that lineup is going to look like, what that order is. And for some guys, you may play them out of position a little bit. You may play them in their secondary position maybe a little bit more during tournament play, just for the simple sake of you're trying to figure out, hey, can they play the secondary position well? Or they may be more of a one-position guy? So we can figure out throughout the course of the season, as we change lineups, as guys come out of the outfield or the infield to take their place on the mound, who can fill their spot around the bases and in the outfield. And so we saw a lot of that throughout the course of tournament play. We're maybe still seeing a couple of nuances, some slight changes that we didn't see, coming into the tournaments and coming out of them into district play. I wouldn't have pegged us to see Bodie Martiak get a start so early in the season, but that happened last Friday. Jane Besa gets a start last night. Would have thought in a game like this, maybe you see a Fletcher Wilson or a Henry Shooter take the mound, and instead you see a Jason Martinez, who we talked about throughout the course of the season, was coming in relief. Looked pretty good in tournament play. I mean, he's a guy that can get you 60, 70, maybe even up to 80 pitches if all goes well. We'll see if that is the case here tonight, and we'll get a first look at him here in a little bit. But first, the Maroon lineups.
Yeah, batting first and leading off for the Maroons, catching, number 3, James Scott Jr. Batting second and playing first base, number 1, Jaden Besa. Batting third and playing center field, number 7, Drew Anderson. Batting fourth and playing third base, number 2, Javi Godinez. Batting fifth and on the mound, number 10, junior Jason Martinez. Batting sixth and DHing, number 21, Osby Contreras. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 24, Bodie Martiak. Batting eighth and playing second base, number 6, Patrick Bird. And batting ninth at shortstop, senior number 12, Logan Kinney. So from the top, we have Scott, Besa, and Anderson, Godinez, Martinez, and Contreras, Martiak, Bird, and Kinney. And as the teams are announced, we will pause here shortly for the national anthem. Of our seniors to Cancun.
No flag to be seen.
However, we can still play our national anthem.
There you go.
Enjoy being Americans and the freedom that we have.
And the freedom, of course, for baseball.
And talking baseball, Jason Martinez making his first start off the mound this year. It looked like he just short hopped Scott, who's catching. Anyway, Martinez, first game started of the year, third game pitched, 9 1/3 innings. He's given up 6 hits, 8 runs, 6 earned runs, walked 5 and struck out 4. Got a 4.5 ERA and a 1.93 whip. Again, his games were against San Angelo and Stratford out of the Houston area. He went 4 innings against San Angelo and 5 1/3 against Stratford. So we'll see what he can do. Maybe he can follow in the footsteps of Besa yesterday, who, for the most part, threw a pretty good game against Dripping Springs. It's basically one inning. Dripping Springs put 3 hits and a walk, I believe, and we had 1 error that led to 3 of their 5 runs. And other than that, we did a pretty good job. So defensively, you have Martinez on the mound. Scott, who's usually in center field, is catching for us today. Base at first, Bird at second, Kenny at short, Godinez at third, Dane Calvert out in left field, Drew Anderson playing in center with Scott behind the plate, and then Bodie Martiak making a second consecutive start out in right field. Now, for those of you that want to test what's real radar versus pocket radar, we'll have a little flow for you in some of these pitches tonight. We can judge it against the real guys. Yeah. Always had that question. How accurate is the pocket radar? We might find out.
We just might. You have the line up there in front of you for those of you at home. That way you can help keep track if you're scoring along with us.
And we'll give Dripping Springs line up in just 1 second.
And Martinez comes out dealing strike 1.
So you got Taylor Tracy, who's pitching, moves from center to the mound tonight, leading off. Steele playing right field again. That was ball up high. Hurley DHing. Perry playing second again. Shianowitz at third, batting 5th. Helms at short and batting 6th. Hull catching and batting 7th. Tyndall batting 8th and playing left field. And Wilkeson batting 9th and playing first base.
This one gets fouled off for strike 2. So Martinez working well. We talked about Martinez really came on strong down the stretch last season, was a standout out in left field where Calvert is tonight. And Martinez comes back with one inside. Swung on. They're going to say he made just enough contact with it. So the 1-2, this gets fouled away. So Tracy working here.
And Martinez battling.
Indeed. Like to see if he can get out of here with this one. Gets lifted into foul territory, and Martiak maybe got a late jump on it, just can't get over there in time.
Much like last night, the wind is going to be blowing in. Burger Ballpark, for those of you who have not been here, is a throwback to the 70s. Big ballpark here, 311 down left, 401 to center, about 410 to right center, and 341 to straightaway right field. It is the Astrodome on steroids at the high school level.
Martinez's 7th pitch comes in just a bit high and brings us to the 2-2. This one comes back in, lifted out to left. Calvert does a good job, and that's one away. That one, we talk about the wind playing a factor. It seemed to catch that one and kept it in the air because Calvert had enough time to find the wall and then come up and settle underneath it. Still had to track it as it drifted and just continued to hang upstairs.
Yeah, this might be a game of basic fundamentals and who can move runners, especially when it gets some gust.
Martinez misses just inside this time. So the 1-0 count misses away, and it looked like Martinez lost his balance coming off the mound for a 2-0 count. Not a bad hitters count here for Dripping Springs to work with. Martinez taking his time. It's fouled off down the line. And third base coach out there took one maybe off the shoulder on the bounce.
Uh-oh. Good reason why we might need turf here at Berger. It's not a level playing field. No pun intended. Or maybe I should say all pun intended.
There you go. The 2-1 inside. Got him to flinch, but Martinez has worked himself into a 3-1 hole. See if he'll come back and attack here. The windup. That one is upstairs, and we'll put a runner on ball 4. So 1 away, but he does walk 1. Here in his first varsity start in district off the mound.
That brings up Hurley, their DH. Double plays in order. We've turned a few for the Maroons this year,
including the peculiar and equally rare 8-6-2 double play.
That's true.
Martinez misses just a bit high.
Godinez at third. He sure does love to play on that line.
This one lifted. Calvert lost his footing, but he's able to make the grab. And a quick throw as that puts 2 away. And Calvert maybe laid there a little bit too long. A maybe speedier base runner might have taken advantage of that.
I think that ball, the way he reacted to it, it may have been knuckling on him out there. And I don't know if you've ever tried to catch a line drive knuckle right at you. That ball looks like it's dancing all over the place.
Certainly the way he reacted to try and make sure he was in position. Looked like a case of hot feet out there. He's dancing on hot coals. And Martinez catches him in a rundown. Oh, Bird lost it in the glove and a late flip to base. A good job by Martinez to see it and make the throw, just unable to take advantage of the rundown.
Yeah, I think that's one of those where sometimes with the lefty on the mound, you go in the first movement, steal left. Martinez kept his composure and made a good throw over to Besa back over to Bird, but to your point, Bird just couldn't get it out of his glove to get it back to Besa for the out. So we play on here.
And Martinez comes back with strike 1. And, you know, Martinez, because of the movement and how speedy he is, we talked about plays wide receiver in the offseason, or, you know, in football season as it is. Movement and speed, and it's almost kind of, you know, because he's out in left field, it's almost like he just needed that little bit of movement to kind of settle himself in here. And he'll come back with a quick throw over to first.
Yeah, he had a pretty good football season this year.
Yeah, he did. Amongst a flurry of quarterback changes, primarily due to injuries at the position. And Martinez comes back.
Oh.
Wow.
That must have been a little high, I guess.
2-1 count. Hear the rest of the Maroon faithful around us just kind of in equal disagreement. Here's a 2-1. Down in the dirt. Scott able to get underneath it. But again, Martinez in a 3-1 count.
Up the middle, our pitcher, our catcher, and our center fielder all played football in varsity this year.
That's right. There's a wind up, and that's inside, but that's good for a strike. Strike two. We've got a full count from Jason Martinez.
And Patrick Bird as well. I forgot about him.
Yeah,
So
so
Martinez, Scott, Bird, and Anderson all played football.
There you go.
On varsity this year.
And that'll be ball 4. Puts a runner in scoring position. Martinez has worked himself up to 21 pitches here.
Just need one to get out of it. You got to force at any base.
Top of the first. And comes back, ball 1.
Martinez moving the ball all over the plate.
He is.
And changing speeds.
Besa playing back. This gets popped. Lifted. And finally tracked down by Jane Besa. And that'll retire the side. So we come out with 2 stranded, and Martinez up to 23 pitches. Need a long bottom of the first here to give them a break. We'll see if the Maroons can pull it off when we come back. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
My missing teeth were in the front.
I fell off a roof, messed up my teeth.
I would be talking and my tooth would just fall out. That's when I turned to 8118 Dental Professionals.
When I first came in, it was so welcoming.
I just felt a connection, felt like family.
It is worth every penny because you get that peace of mind that everything is okay.
I can't stop smiling.
Why wait?
From implants to full mouth restoration.
Go to 8118dentalimplants.com to see how we can help you smile again.
Welcome back in. David Arroyo, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. And we come into the bottom of the first inning with the Maroons still looking for a little bit of revenge here.
We just got to get our bats going. Need some production from our guys. And we're going to be put to the test today. Taylor Tracy, University of Tennessee commit, played center for him last night. It's his 3rd year on varsity. That's one of the reasons why you may want to play baseball at Austin High is you're going to face great competition and the cream rises to the top, as they say.
There you go.
So leading us off, we got one of those dual sport guys you were talking about, James Scott. He's catching tonight, played center for us last night. .341 career hitter, .449 on base percentage throughout his Maroon career. Today, he steps into the plate hitting .432 with a .519 on base percentage, a .1042 OPS, leads the team with 19 hits, 15 runs scored. Currently committed to play next year at Bethel University.
There you go.
Tracy starts him off with the 70 or 87 mile an hour tailing fastball for a called strike. Comes out a little bit farther with an 88 mile an hour fastball.
Swing and a miss. Down 1-2 in the count. And this one just off the plate outside, 2-2. Scott able to foul off the 2-2 offering. And the windup. Scott fouls it away.
Right on
the back wall.
Yeah, right on that 87 mile an hour fastball, just a hair under it.
Outside.
89 way outside.
Well over. Scott does not chase, so full count here for the Sarge.
There you go.
Inside and in the dirt, and the Bethel commit will take first base on a walk.
That's a way to work that count. Nice at bat. Now we got Jaden Besa, another senior, up. Besa, who pitched last night, playing first today. He's hitting .303 for the season, .429 on base percentage, and an .883 OPS. He's got 2 doubles, no triples, a home run, and 6 RBIs. Also scored 5. And Dripping Springs expecting a bunt.
Besa showing it. And it'll go for strike 1.
With as much as Chanowitz is playing in over there, he may be tempted just to slap one past him. Not having much time to react.
Here's the 0-1 for Jaden Besa. And that'll get in a bit low, bottom part of the zone, but strike 2.
Chanowitz backs up now at third.
And the 0-2 just misses low. Ball 1.
88 mile an hour fastball low.
Here comes the 1-2, and instead we'll take a break. A little time call and a conversation between pitcher and catcher.
Besa going over there checking. I can't imagine Coach A would have a play on for Besa with 2 strikes. They're not going to have him bunt. Or maybe that's the surprise of all time.
Could be.
I probably wouldn't bunt on him right now.
I wouldn't think so.
Foul ball, of course, being a strikeout.
There you go, yeah.
So Sarge with a short lead.
And a swing and a miss.
78 mile an hour slider. Started in and broke outside. That brings us to Drew Anderson, another one of those dual sport guys. Drew's hitting .435 with a .581 on base percentage and a .1233 OPS. He's got a double, 2 triples, 4 RBIs, and 6 runs scored. Having a really good senior season. This is his 13th game played. 24th at bat as he steps in.
Got a lovely dust cloud blowing over.
Feels like Lubbock.
It looks like it, the way that dust is getting picked up out there. And Scott on the move. Can he beat the throw?
He's safe.
He is safe.
Yeah, Maroon's got one in scoring position.
James Scott, much like in this situation, Taylor, much like Martinez, saw it, made the throw, and it was the right decision. But unlike in Martinez's situation, Scott able to beat the throw over to second, does not get caught in a rundown. And like you said, puts a runner in scoring position for Drew Anderson. Wind up, swing and a miss for Drew Anderson.
89 miles an hour right down the chute.
Taylor Tracy up to 13 pitches. This will be number 14. So the Maroons doing what they can to keep Martinez in the dugout and keep him cooling off a little bit after throwing 23 pitches at the top of the inning.
You know, this reminds me of when I played. The best pitcher I ever played against was a guy named Scott Ruffcorn, who ended up going number 1 draft pick or first-round draft pick to Chicago White Sox after he played 4 years at Baylor. And this is something that really tests you as far as battling. You know, it's the best, you know, Tracy and Rummel last night, the best pitching they've ever seen in their lives. And, you know, again, if you want to play at the next level, you got the opportunity to prove your worth and kind of see how you stack against some of these guys.
Taylor Tracy up to a 2-1 count. Anderson will foul that one away.
That was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. So the highest we've seen Tracy on his fastball right now is 89. One of those was way outside to Scott. He's consistently been 87 to 89 on that fastball. And of course, lefty pitcher.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed, and that will sit Drew Anderson down.
And bring up Javi Godinez. Javi Godinez hitting .303 this year, .429 on base percentage, .883 OPS. Leads the team. I'm sorry, I'm giving the wrong stats. that was basically Godinez hitting .289, I should say. .413 on base percentage, .992 OPS. Leads the team with 4 triples. Also tied with Contreras with 10 RBIs for a team lead. Be great to pick up another one here with Scott on second.
I was going to say, he's got 11 hits on the season. Like he said, the 10 RBIs. Would love to see him pick up one here, if he can do that, as Tracy steps off the mound for a moment, then comes back here. This one in, strike one.
87 down the chute.
I'll put Godinez down 0-1 in the count. With 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch upstairs. Evens the count at 1-1 as Gavin Hull had to pop up there.
You can probably hear that wind picking up too, popping in the microphone.
The 1-1 swung on. Godinez waving at it as it goes by, and the 1-2. Tracy goes back inside. They're going to call that strike 3. Godinez tried to plead his case that maybe it was a bit too far inside, but no dice. So the Maroons will leave the bottom of the first. They'll leave one stranded, but they worked up Tracy's pitch count up to 21, gave Martinez enough of a break. So we will go in to the top of the second. We'll see Martinez retake the mound and go back to work when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vipe Live Network.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth with you as always. We're only an inning in, and so you don't want to cast aspersions too much, but so far, a nice little pitcher duel going on here between Martinez and Taylor Tracy on the other side for Dripping Springs. We'll see if Martinez can keep it going, but so far, he's looked pretty good.
Yeah, we got a couple of lefties battling it out.
Yeah.
So early, let's have another maybe quick inning. We've got 6, 7, and 8 up for Dripping Springs, Helms, Hole, and Tyndall.
Pull up Martinez's numbers here just again real quick for you. What he's done on the season coming in to tonight, and Martinez just misses inside. And the 1-0 gets popped towards the Dripping Springs dugout, and it will get carried by that wind out of the park, but it will go down for strike 1.
Holy cow. There's that Lubbock view again.
There it is.
Somebody needed to water this dirt before we started.
As this gets fouled away.
Tell the two different pitchers here. Taylor Tracy, of course, throwing hard. Jason Martinez, finesse pitcher.
Yeah.
Key to success, keeping the batters off balance, changing locations.
This one gets lifted. That wind's going to carry it back towards center, and it will drop for a base hit.
That was a ball that needed to be played. I saw Anderson kind of hesitate coming in on it, and my heart sank because as hard as this wind is blowing, that was going to get down. So Godinez can't give up on it, nor can Bird, and unfortunately that is should have been out. It's going to go as a single.
You had Kenny and Bird kind of both working back towards it. Anderson coming in, and of course, anything out into the outfield, center fielder usually takes priority on that. Anderson's got to, you'd think, wave them off as the bunt sign on.
They're saying that he went for it, and he did.
That's true, and it missed it too. Martinez able to put it in underneath the barrel of the bat, and strike 1 here with a runner on. Bunt sign on again, and Martinez
That must have missed high.
Yeah, he missed it upstairs.
Hole's a big kid. I'm not sure how that missed it upstairs, but that's the only spot it could have missed.
A 1-1. Bunt sign on. It is laid down. Martinez fumbling for it. Missed the throw, but
And
Patrick Bird was right there backing up Besa.
Yeah, Bird is there backing it up. Probably a little closer to Besa than what he wished for, but hey, he was there.
Come back and call him out on interference.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Seeing the umpire from behind the plate point around, and he's calling it out on interference.
We'll take it.
And now they're having a discussion.
Wow.
And it is a lengthy discussion right now between the manager and umpire.
That's fine. That gives me the opportunity to rewind the broadcast because I'm trying to see exactly.
Neither of the two runners have left the diamond yet, and they're still having this conversation. And the call stands.
I will say I'm not sure what part of interference that is. Now, I am very glad that they called it, and we will take it because when people give you gifts, you receive them.
Now coach is arguing, well, shouldn't my guy still be at second? And the umpire's still having this conversation with him.
Okay.
And so the air gets removed.
Okay, all right. We will talk to Coach A after that, after the game, to find out exactly what that went down. The runner wasn't in the baseline that I saw.
The only thing, it's the only thing I can think of because the umpire comes out into the field, calls out. The only thing I can think of is the only consideration I can possibly think of is that when Bird is coming over to back up first, was there interference there and interfering Bird's ability to get over?
No, Bird should have been on the other side, the outfield
That's
side
what
of the
I
bag.
would have thought too. So I'm not sure, but you see the umpire kind of come out and point and make that little swirly motion. You can only assume.
Yeah. I mean, he's out on interference for something. I'm just not quite sure what. But again,
we will not look a gift horse in the mouth, especially after the gift that we saw in the earlier game tonight between Bowie and Del Valle, where it ended on a walk-off ball four walk. And that is how Del Valle fell to Bowie, 1-0.
That was a great game. I tell you what, Del Valle's playing some great ball.
We'll get into the district standings a little bit later in our broadcast here this evening, but you talk about Del Valle being among the upper half of the district in the upper echelon there a little bit so far this season. That loss is going to set them back to being at 500 in district play. We'll see how that shapes out for them throughout the remainder of the night. This one over to second, throw to short, throw to first. All in time. The Maroons, they'll turn 2 to get out of the top of the second inning and leave Dripping Springs scoreless, helped by the interference, but then Bird, Kenny, and Besa work together. So the traditional 4-6-3 retires aside, and so
And that was a great little shovel pass from Bird over to Kenny. That play right there was made popular by Joe Morgan, a second baseman in the 60s and 70s, Astros in the Big Red Machine. And he got that ball, he fielded it, flicked it over to Kenny, and gave him time. And then Logan Kenny came in with a very strong throw. Great job, both of those men.
It gave Kenny, like you said, enough time to get the tag at second, then reset, make the throw back over to Besa at first. So the Maroons, they did their part defensively. Now we'll see if the lineup can do its part. We'll see Martinez, Contreras, and company when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vipe Live Network.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth with you as always. As Jason Martinez stepping in right now. His number's up on the screen for you. And for reference here, as he will take this one upstairs for ball one against Taylor Tracy.
Yep, Martinez stepping in, 4 RBIs and 4 runs scored on the season. That was 86 on the corner called strike.
As this one.
Yeah, that was 86 on the hands, and that's going to be a pop out to third.
Saw Martinez put his head down as soon as it left the barrel. He knew exactly what that was going to turn into, and that'll put one away.
And here comes Contreras hitting .294, .478 on base percentage, a .1037 OPS. 6 doubles, team leader in the 6 double department, also tied for team lead with 10 RBIs. Oh, chase that one way outside.
He waved at that one, wasn't really anywhere close. So the 0-1 count, Taylor Tracy. Contreras lifts this one straight to center, and that'll be 2 away.
Yeah, I think the Dripping Springs center fielder saw that ball fall in front of Anderson and took a page out of his book and moved way in. So outfield with this breeze is playing incredibly shallow.
Yep.
Rightfully so. All right, we got Bodie Martiak up, sophomore Martiak.
Got his numbers up here for you on the screen. This will be his 17th plate appearance. Comes in batting .188, 3 hits, has an RBI on the season. And the 1-0 count, Martiak check swing. Puts him in an advantageous situation, up 2-0 in the count. 2 away. And Martiak just fouled that one off. Just heard the little clink of the barrel making contact.
Yeah, and that was 86 right down the chute, too.
That one outside. Just catching enough of the zone for strike 2. And so Martiak up to a 2-2 count.
If you're Martiak and you're a sophomore and you face Cooper Romo one day and Taylor Tracy the next, you gotta be thinking, man, is life really this hard all the time?
He's got a good eye there on the 2-2 pitch.
Hey, he's competing. What an opportunity.
Working great. I mean, iron sharpens iron, right? And you talk about going up against Romo, now Tracy here tonight, and it's only going to make Martiak better in the long run as he takes for ball 4, And he will walk.
Good job. Nice at-bat, Bodie Martiak.
There you go. Very good.
All right, Patrick Bird up now. Bird hitting 286, 313 on-base percentage, 670 OPS. Still working his way back from that broken fibula, tibula, gibula from the last game against Vandergrift in the football season.
See the numbers there for Bird. He will foul this one up and over the press box here and the metal shielding that we have before you.
Hey, that was 86. Just a little under it.
Tracy flinch there to send Martiak back to the bag. Not that he had much of a lead off at the first place anyways. Swing and a miss from Bird.
That looked like a 78-mile-an-hour straight change. Bird way out in front on that one.
0-2 count. And then Bird calls time, and you effectively get Tracy to waste a pitch. So here he comes, 0-2. Bird settling back in, has a runner on first. And Bodie Martiak. Martiak on with a walk. And this one outside. It must have broke back in over the plate because I thought that was way outside.
Yeah, I think he threw him a backdoor slider, 80 miles an hour, just caught the corner. So we move to the top of the third, David Roy.
Top of the third, still scoreless here between the Maroons of Austin High and the Tigers of Dripping Springs. And so far, the two lefties still battling it out between Jason Martinez and Taylor Tracy. And the battle continues when we return.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages with the latest technological advances. Patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back into Burger Field. David Roy, James Scott here on the Vibe Live Network in the broadcast booth, bringing you Maroon baseball as we will continue to do throughout the season. Only a few weeks left of district play.
And David, today is a special day, not only because you and I get to spend it together again watching Maroon baseball, but Luke Whalen turned 17 today. Luke's obviously one of our guys here on the Maroon varsity team who want to wish Luke a very, very happy birthday.
Very good. Happy birthday to Luke. No better way to celebrate that than with a Maroons win. Let's see if Martinez can help to deliver that. Here's Jason Martinez working again from the mound, and he comes out with strike one.
That was 67 over the plate against Wilkeson. 9-hole hitter, so we have 9-1-2 up for Dripping Springs. Dripping Springs in gray, Austin High in the whites.
Dripping Springs not just in the gray, but in the gray pinstripes. Not that fans at home may be able to tell that they're in pinstripes, but
I'm an old man here and I can't tell that. Wow. Okay. Nice eyes, Eagle.
There you go. Maroon's wearing the solid all white. 2-1 count here for Jason Martinez.
We're missing Ty Schreiber and Gage Pitt today. I think they're already in Cancun, so hopefully those guys are watching the game.
Cheering their teammates on.
Like and subscribe, gentlemen.
There you go. The 2-1 just misses. And once again, Jason Martinez, this is a spot he's found himself in a few times here tonight. Down in the count 3-1 from his perspective. And that'll be an upstairs pitch. Ball 4 puts a runner on.
Hey, want to give a special shout out to John Moreta watching in New Braunfels. John is a grandfather, obviously, of Jason Martinez.
There you go. So no doubt he is enjoying the performance from the lefty, as we are as well. It's inside, strike 1. Martinez up to 40 pitches here tonight. Taylor Tracy not far behind him. He's up to 35. I'll be back up at the bottom half of the inning. Here's Martinez. Very much upstairs, very much outside for ball 1. And the 1-1 offering gets fouled away. You know, we talk about, in the fall how all the sports kind of come together for a nice, mesh, no shortage of action. Football season starting up or in the process of. Then you have, the World Series going on, NBA usually starting up. Well, right now, you have a little bit of the opposite. High school baseball going on. We're creeping towards opening day for the major leagues as this hit over to second, throw in time, back to first, and the Maroons turn 2 again. This time a 6-4-3.
Just what the doctor ordered. 6-4-3 double play.
Now Martinez, way he's been pitching, has done really well at forcing any of these hits to be really kept kind of low and hitting into the double play. Dripping Springs. As this comes back, strike 1. Talking about, though, that you have high school baseball going on right now. We're creeping towards the major leagues. NBA is still going on. And now you have, of course, too, the big bracket that rules all of March and March Madness. College basketball going on. So once again, you are at a time of year, one of the better times of year. There's no shortage of action for you as a sports fanatic at home, which is why we appreciate you spending tonight with us.
That last one, Martinez dotted on the inside at 75 miles an hour.
This one inside. I think Scott took that one just on the inside of the knee.
Got to walk it off. Couple of Advil. That pain will be gone.
Umpire calls, going to give him a chance to go and talk with Martinez and give him a chance to walk that off a little bit. The umpire, of course, took the time to dust off home plate. Not that it's going to matter much the way this wind is blowing.
Hey, the catchers and umpires, they have to take care of each other back there.
There you go. This struck soundly. That's going to carry into right field, and Bodie Martiak's there to retire the side. So the defensive battle continues. The question is, who will break through the dam first? Will it be the Maroons or the Tigers? Austin High will get their next crack at it when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network. Still scoreless going into the bottom of the third.
Hi everyone, I'm Gigi for Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC in San Marcos. We'd like to invite you to Shop Chuck Nash, where we combine small-town hospitality with a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Right now, we have over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, and a friendly staff to guide you through your purchase. Stop into Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC today and experience a new way of buying or selling your next vehicle.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott, live from Burger Field. That wind hopefully is starting to die down a little bit on a beautiful spring night here in Austin, Texas.
A beautiful spring night, spring break going on. Doesn't stop the Maroon faithful from being out here. For being spring break, we don't have a bad crowd. Jessica Scott's out here. A lot of Maroon faithful, loyal forever. L's up, everybody. Loyal forever. Hopefully the big screen is on back on Forest Trail.
Talk about the L's being up. Logan Kenny, the big L himself, coming up here.
It's like Laverne and Shirley. You remember the big L on her?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Awesome.
Need to give him a big L, kind of wear it as a patch on the sleeve there, right?
That's right. He's earned a few letters. He can earn another letter.
There you go. We've got Logan Kenny's numbers up here on the screen for you. This will be his 31st plate appearance on the season. He's got 6 hits and an RBI to his name, and he will come out swing and a miss here. He's your 9-hole hitter. Will turn over the lineup after his at-bat. As the 0-1 comes back way outside and unable to get Kenny to chase, so a 1-1 count here. Still scoreless, bottom of the third. And swing and a miss again from Logan Kenny. Puts him down 1-2 in the count. Swing and a miss again. Kenny on the swing and strikeout, just cannot beat the throw over to first. And so that will sit one down and turn us back over to James Scott.
He led off the game with a walk, stole second. It's the farthest we've got for the Maroons. Only 1 hit for either team.
Yeah.
2 walks for the Maroons, 3 walks for Dripping Springs. That was an overthrown fastball at 86, way outside.
And comes back ball 2. So favorable situation here for the Sarge. As Taylor Tracy maybe not quite having his best night here tonight. A lot of these pitches are starting to go increasingly outside as Scott now down 3-0 in the count, so he's in a pretty favorable position. And there takes, as most often do, on the 3-0, and that'll be strike 1. It's in the dirt, ball 4, puts the Sarge on.
That range, Tracy threw fastballs that entire at-bat, ranging anywhere from about 85 to 87. Just couldn't find the zone. Besa struck out in the first, so he's 0 for 1. See if maybe we have some sort of hit and run, or Coach A going to give me a straight take after walking Scott.
Well, Besa will take, and that'll be ball 1. he will foul this off for the 1-0.
Looks like he went in with maybe a slider. That was 78.
The 1-1 high and away, and that'll be for ball 2. So a 2-1 count here for Jane Besa. With Anderson on deck.
Another slider up high, 77. All of a sudden, after getting one out here in the bottom of the third, Tracy's having a hard time finding the zone.
He's worked himself into a 3-1 hole. And here comes the 3-1. Besa swings at it and misses, and so we've got ourselves a full count now. Besa called for time. A 3-2.
Yeah, it's got a pretty short lead over there.
And Taylor Tracy trying to keep it that way, especially after Scott got a nice jump we saw earlier tonight. Was able to work his way into scoring position. Tracy does not want to give Austin High that opportunity again. Here comes the payoff pitch, and it is swung on and missed for strike 3. That'll be 2 away with a runner on board at first, and up comes Drew Anderson.
Anderson 0 for 1 on the evening with a strikeout.
Cadenas will be on deck. And 51 pitches now for Taylor Tracy. And the 51st pitch goes for ball 1. Again, high upstairs. So it comes back inside.
Called that one for a strike. 87 must have hit the inside corner.
Anderson thought it was going to hit him instead, and so he stepped back out of the way and instead strike 1. So 1-1 count. Scott on the move, and Anderson fouls it off. One-two count, swung on, missed. And that will retire the side for the Maroons on strike 3. So through 3 innings, we're scoreless, and only 1 hit has been recorded so far here tonight. It's been Dripping Springs who did, but just like Austin High, nothing to show for it, and the Maroons will see Jason Martinez return to the mound and look to continue his night. The battle of the lefties continues when we return in the top of the 4th.
Almost every day, banking touches some aspect of your life, from growing your business, saving for retirement, or planning for future generations of your family. That's why it's so important to pick the right financial partner. The good folks at Plains Capital Bank have deep roots in Austin, serving Central Texas owned and operated businesses for over 20 years, from commercial real estate to managing your wealth. You can find them at plainscapital.com or call them at 457-7500. And when you talk to them, be sure to tell you that my friend Paul said hello, member FDIC.
I'm Hunter Malloy with Prosperity Roofing. Central Texas got hit hard with hail this year, and Prosperity Roofing has been there to pick up the pieces.
My house took some damage in that last hailstorm, and Prosperity Roofing quickly worked directly with my insurance company to replace it with a way better looking roof. They earned my 5-star review. I highly recommend them.
Everything important in your life happens under your roof. Let Prosperity Roofing give your home the roof it deserves.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here on the Vibe Live Network. As Jason Martinez looks to go back to work from the mound.
And Hurley just kicks up a cloud of dust in front of Scott. I'm sure he appreciated that.
Swing and a miss, and that will bounce off the back behind. Maybe the cloud of dust, some of that dust got in the eye for Scott there, and it bounced over his head, but strike one nonetheless for Hurley.
Yeah, that's why you see so many college and major league teams really wet that dirt down.
Yeah. Bunt sign on. Godinez snags it on the run. And
holy Toledo, Javi Godinez. What a play on full sprint, coming in, scooping it up on the run and making that throw. That is one heck of a play. Javi Godinez.
Godinez, they weren't prepared for it until it came on late. And Godinez comes full barrel, lost his hat, scoops it, and fires on the run. And that's one away. Here's Martinez to follow that up, and it gets fouled off for strike one. Somebody needs to tell the maintenance crews of Berger that part of their metal caging looks like the fasteners are starting to come undone.
Oh, dude, it's been like that.
It seems to be getting worse. This one, it'll go down. It's a base hit. Calvert lost it between his legs. That's going to be extra bases. And only one, fortunately. Calvert lost it trying to scoop it up, and it rolled between his legs. What would have been just a base hit single turns into an extra bag for Dripping Springs, and now they have one in scoring position.
How important that 90 feet is, because we've turned a couple of double plays already. Obviously now there's no double play in order, so scoreless game here in the top of the fourth. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us.
Martinez windup misses behind the batter.
Don't dig in on him.
I mean, way behind.
Good job by Sarge in actually catching that ball, or that's another 90 feet.
It was behind the head of Chanowicz. And ball two here. For Martinez. So 2-0 count. Chanowicz takes for ball three. He's in a pretty favorable spot. You have to wonder, are you trying to walk him to create a force at any base? Not sure if that's by design. I wouldn't think so, but you know, Would be a little 40 level chess.
I love
they
it.
will walk him.
Yeah.
Ball 4.
I love your optimism. Maybe that was part of it.
Might have been. Maybe not, though, because here comes Coach A to have the conversation. But now, like we said, the force is on at any bag.
Yeah. Force is on, but you certainly don't want to give up a free bag and put another runner on.
No, you certainly don't.
But if there is a ray of sunshine from there, to your point, now there is the double play back in order.
Right. And the way this game has gone, I mean, able to generate a couple of those throughout the course of the night, that's certainly not a tall order, certainly not any more of a tall order for this Maroon defense, the way they have played here tonight. It's been the same conversation we had last night. Defense is playing fantastic. I know the score last night maybe doesn't necessarily reflect it quite as well as it does here tonight. Defense has been lights on. Can they keep it up, though, and can Martinez continue the night he is having from the mound and get them out of this situation?
Yeah, a game like this, you don't want a big inning. Of course, you know, if you look at our season so far, on our losses, there's always been that one inning where we've given up a crooked number, and that's kind of led to the demise. That play needs to be made. It's a tough one, but needs to be made.
This gets lifted. Bird dropped it.
Force it second.
And he slips and falls in the effort, and now with the second issue there. Oh, now we're pointing up at the sky.
What are they calling?
Bird lost his footing, trying to make the throw. I'm not entirely sure what happened.
Oh, he called an infield fly.
Okay.
I did not see him call that, but that does make perfect sense.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
When it left the bat, I was expecting it to be a shallow fly ball to center.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Bird backed up there, and now we're having a heated conversation.
I mean, hey, if he called it off the bat, basically, I mean, it is what it is.
They're having a conversation now between the umpires. There's another infield fly.
Ooh.
Dripping Springs head coach living a little dangerously.
A lot of people chirping over here.
Some of the Dripping Spring fans chirping. The chirping is still continuing between the umpire and head coach. I'll be honest with you, some umpires might have thrown him well before now at this point.
I saw the Lake Travis coach get thrown last year, and he wasn't even animated.
I know. We were here for that game.
Yeah.
That was at this ballpark. And now Coach A coming out just, I think, more to get clarification than anything. So it puts the runner out at first, but it keeps two in scoring position, and it does award Austin High the out on the scoreboard. So 2 away, 2 in scoring position, and Martinez will go back to work off the mound.
But they let both of the runners keep their places at second and third, which must have been they advance at their own risk.
Yeah.
So you don't have to tag, I guess, obviously.
I guess, yeah.
What a crazy play. I'd completely missed the infield fly.
I didn't see him call for it either. Of course, a little bit too busy watching to see who was going to end up underneath it. And the 1-0 gets fouled away towards the Austin High dugout, and a 1-1 count. The Dripping Springs side of the stadium was chirping pretty well at the infield fly rule being enforced.
Well, I mean, if the umpire calls it before the batter or the fielder makes a play, I mean, it is what it is.
It is, yeah. I mean, you can't uncall it. I mean.
And it does not have to be in the infield.
Correct. That one's outside, ball 2.
So there's 2 outs. This is a very important at-bat right here.
Very important. Especially with 2 in scoring position. Pitch inside. Ball 3. So Martinez is again in a 3-1 situation. Been in this spot more than a few times tonight. Wind up. Swung on, missed. Strike 2. So we've got a full count here. 2 on, in scoring position. And 2 away. Pitch 62 on the horizon here for Jason Martinez. Could very well be the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3.
How about Jason Martinez?
Cool like a cucumber under the pressure with 2 on in scoring possession after a wild top of the 4th inning. And Jason Martinez strikes out the side to retire him and get you out of the situation without giving up the runs. 2 in scoring position. They are left stranded there. And so, Jason Martinez did his part. Now Taylor Tracy will go back to work. The duel of the lefties continues with Osby Contreras at the plate when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball on the Vipe Live Network.
Maroon Baseball is supported by Austin's oldest independently run pharmacy, Terrytown Pharmacy. Founded in 1941, Terrytown Pharmacy has been family-owned and operated since 1950, and the Newberry family is loyal forever. Visit Terrytown for great customer service, incredible gifts, and necessities. If you haven't transferred your prescriptions yet, give them a call. Thank you, Terrytown Pharmacy, for your consistent annual support of Maroon Athletics. Terrytown Pharmacy, online at terrytownpharmacy.com.
Welcome back in, bottom of the 4th. Jason Martinez gets the big strikeout to end the top half of the inning, and now Javi Godinez and company with Martinez on deck go back to work here in the bottom of the 4th.
Godinez stepping in 0 for 1 on the evening. Made that heck of a defensive play last half inning on the leadoff hitter who tried to bunt for a hit. Godinez showed his speed, came in on the run, on the fly, made the play over to first.
Now you got to see if that momentum can carry over to the batting side of things. It'll start with a big wave and a miss for strike 1. And he'll do it again for strike 2.
Been watching the radar over here all night. Tracy has yet to hit 90. I think he hit 89 once.
And he will get Godinez on a strike 3, 3-pitch strikeout.
Yeah, most of his pitches, fastball at least, 85 to kind of the 88. He did hit 89 once.
No.
His slider looks like it's coming in about 78, 77.
Up comes Jason Martinez.
Martinez popped out to the third baseman to lead off the second.
He's got Contreras on deck for him.
You know, if you're Martinez, you don't have a hit yet for Maroons. We need base runners. First baseman back. Tracy being a left-handed pitcher, I'd be about tempted to drag bunt here And here he goes.
There he does.
But it's a push bunt. It's the wrong side.
And it
Bring
goes
it with
straight
you,
to
man.
third, and they'll make that throw over to first.
That's the right idea, just the other side of the infield. He had that all day long.
Yep. 2 away. But good for Jason Martinez coming up to the plate with a plan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
heck
what
of a
we
plan.
talk about.
I think sometimes kids get so used to trying to put the ball down third base line thinking it's a longer throw, but if you got a lefty who, I mean, he doesn't really fall off to the right side, but it's just tougher for a lefty to get over there, especially with your first baseman back. Just pull it down the line with you.
Ball 1. The wind up. Inside strike 1 here. So Osby Contreras with 2 away. Bodie Martiak on deck. And Contreras, big swing, big miss. Down 1-2 in the count. Here's a windup from Tracy. Contreras. Chops that down the line to third, and that'll be in foul territory, so we'll do it again. Well, this game's shaping up to be as much of a pitching duel as the early window game was tonight between Del Valle and Bowie, as Contreras.
That was 90.
Swings and misses.
First time he hit 90 all night on that fastball up, and Contreras just didn't catch up to it.
So we're through 4 innings of play, and neither team has been able to bring a run across. Still scoreless when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vipe Live Network.
Do you need a haircut? A real haircut? One that's tapered or blocked, clipped or trimmed just the way you like it? Come let the licensed barbers at the Sportsman's Barbershop take care of you. The Sportsman's Barbershop is a friendly, no-frills neighborhood barbershop located in Austin's Brikerwood area. Our barbers specialize in traditional haircuts for men and boys, along with beard trims and straight razor shaves. The trophies and mounts donated by customers that line the barbershop walls serve as testaments to over 60 years of serving Austin. Give the guys a call, 512-459-9525 to schedule your appointment today, or look us up online at sportsmansbarbershop.com. The Sportsman's Barbershop, an Austin institution.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth with you as always. The Maroons looking to pick up their first district win of the season. Jason Martinez is looking for his first varsity win off the mound. Both are still well in reach as we head into the top of the 5th inning. Still scoreless here from Burger Field. And it has been a pitcher's duel all the way here tonight. The two lefties, Jason Martinez and Taylor Tracy, have been going back and forth. Taylor Tracy, who, by the way, had pro scouts out here.
Yeah, we're sitting right behind the Philadelphia Philly scout, and there was another scout. I didn't catch which organization he was with, but both he and Rummel are getting scouted at that level.
And Martinez so far tonight has gone stride for stride with him from the mound. Dripping Springs have been able to pick up 2 hits.
You know, here we are, top of the 5th, no score. If there's anybody feeling pressure, it is definitely Dripping Springs, their team and their fans.
100% as Martinez finds strike 2.
Maroon's got to be very relaxed. Just playing and enjoying it.
2-2 count. This one hit down the line to third, into the glove of Godinez. Godinez, throw to first, is out. A cloud of dust, but Godinez made the throw to Besa in time, and that's one away.
That brings up Bobby Wilkinson. He walked to lead off the third inning in his only plate appearance.
Martinez comes back, able to catch the outside part of the plate. Strike one. So an 0-1 count. That one comes in a bit high and off the plate this time for the ball one. This will be pitch number 70 for Jason Martinez. That one's down in the dirt.
Martinez had 70 pitches now, 8 this inning, through 4 1/3.
The 2-1 fouled away. He's still hovering right now in the low 70s. Continuing, like we talked about at the top of the broadcast, that control, that finesse, which, as we were talking with Dripping Springs, our good friend Mr. Jones down here, that has been Dripping Springs' kryptonite, is what we were told. And so far tonight, that has proven to be the case.
I'm wondering if it's a combination of soft throwing lefties after seeing what Besa did last night.
This one snagged out number 2, Logan Kenny.
Well, that was a tough play. Logan played it like a pro. He had to come a long way and deal with that wind. And, of course, the longer that ball hung up there, the more difficult that play became. And he made it. Nice job, Logan Kenny.
Kenny, of course, at shortstop position, authority over everybody in the infield. So calls off Godinez from third, and Calvert came barreling down to try and be in position as well. Kenny told him to back off too, so the 1-0 count. It's hit cleanly. That's going to get into the gap for a base hit. Anderson back to the wall. The throw to Kenny, and that'll be a base hit double. So Dripping Springs puts one in scoring position with 2 away, trying to drum up a 2-out rally.
Jason Steele against Jason Martinez here. Steele 0 for 1, walked in the first and flew out in the third. Scott talking to Martinez. Late in the game, every at-bat important, especially with a runner in scoring position. Here comes another Lubbock dust storm.
There it is. Little Dirt Devil. Not to be confused with the vacuum cleaner brand. And this gets hit straight. Bodie Marniak settles underneath it, and that will retire the side. And so Jason Martinez with a hit out to Marniak leaves a runner stranded. And we're through 4.5 innings, 3 hits picked up by Dripping Springs, no runs scored. And the Maroons, they'll look to pick up a few hits of their own when we come back. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Real estate companies come and go in Central Texas about as fast as the wildflowers in spring. But when you're looking for a house, you're looking for a place to put down roots, a place to call home for years to come, which means you need a realtor with roots in the community, like Tate Property. Tate Property is a family-owned real estate brokerage located in Terrytown. We grew up here, we live here, and we work here, representing buyers and sellers of Austin's finest luxury homes, investment properties, and farm and ranch retreats. This is our passion. Give Tate Property a call at 512-474-8283. That's 512-474-TATE. Or look up online at tateproperty.com and let us know how we can help you today. Tate Property, exceptional homes, exceptional service.
Welcome back in.
Bodie Martiak going to lead us off.
There you go.
He's one of our 2 guys that's been on base today by 3 walks. Scott's walked twice. Martiak has walked once. It'd be a great time to be a tremendous leadoff hitter and get on base by any means necessary.
Bottom of the 5th inning now underway. And we will start with Tracy coming up high for ball 1. And, you know, we kind of talked throughout tournament play of, you know, some of the guys who were maybe on the bubble and throughout the tournament had to earn their spots and work their way onto the roster and continue to get opportunities. Martiak, one of those guys, we talked about it throughout, how Coach A was high on Martiak, and he certainly had his moments here early in the district play season. Would be a big moment here for him to try and get on base as the count evens up to 2-2. And he will foul away the 2-2 offering.
Fouled off 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Little bit behind it.
He is still battling with Bird on deck. Wind up from Tracy. Martiak, this one fouled off and lifted into the Dripping Springs bullpen.
They actually have action in their bullpen.
They do. Don't see any from the Maroons. So the 2-2 count. Can't fault the Maroons either. It's a little surprising there's any action from Dripping Springs side, the way that Tracy has been pitching tonight, the way that Martinez has been pitching tonight as well for Austin High. And the 2-2. Outside, they're going to say Martiak takes that one looking. That'll be one away. Martiak thought it was going to be a bit outside, maybe broke back over the plate. And that'll be one down.
Bird 0 for 1.
Here comes Tracy right at him inside for strike 1. From the stretch, and Bird. Big swing and a miss, 0-2.
Yeah, he goes from an 86-mile-an-hour fastball to a 76-mile-an-hour slider. Bird was just out in front.
Check swing. That one just off the plate and a bit upstairs. So the 1-2 count. This one in the dirt at Bird's ankles. And evens the count at 2-2. Pitch number 75 for Taylor Tracy on the horizon. And it is swung at and missed to put 2 away and bring up to the plate Logan Kenny. Swing and a miss here from Kenny to go down 0-1. Well, recurring theme here as we get into the bottom of the order. Just about everybody's swung at the first pitch they see. We do have now a little bit of action in the Maroon bullpen.
It's another lefty. I can't see who that is. That may be Martiak.
It does appear to be Martiak. Two-one count here. And this one, strike 2.
Backdoor slider at 78.
Two count, 2 outs. And Kenny will take to bring the count full, and that will bring Taylor Tracy up to pitch number 80. This will be 81 for him here tonight. Wind up inside, strike 3. Kenny goes down looking, and that will retire the side. He'll sit the bottom of the order down on strikes, and so that brings us into the top of the 6th. Still scoreless here from Burger Field when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Hi everyone, I'm Gigi for Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC in San Marcos. We'd like to invite you to shop Chuck Nash, where we combine small-town hospitality with a huge selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Right now, we have over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from, and a friendly staff to guide you through your purchase. Stop into Chuck Nash Chevrolet Buick GMC today and experience a new way of buying or selling your next vehicle.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. We'll take this time to pull up here for you the district standings as they currently stood coming into tonight. Of course, Dripping Springs, Lake Travis, and Del Valley. Of course, Del Valley picked up their first district loss last night, so Del Valley and Lake Travis switched places there as a result of that. Westlake, of course, picked up their first district win. And then, of course, Bowie did the same. So you have Bowie sitting there at 1-2, Aiken sitting there at 0-2, and, of course, Austin High bringing up the rear right now. Well, that could change here tonight. Jason Martinez up to the mound. We go back to work. Dominic Hurley returns to face Martinez, and he'll open it up, fouling it off down the third base side for strike 1.
I think what you're seeing here is our capability, how we can play, and we have talent on this team. We just have to find the consistency. The pitching and the defense has been pretty on target today, as it was last night. We just happen to be facing an elite team at this level with some great pitching, tremendous pitching, and that was the difference yesterday. And so far, 0-3-0 for Dripping Springs, 0-0-1 for Austin High.
Right now, I mean, the battle of the two lefties, two really good left-handed pitchers at work right now, and Martinez and Taylor Tracy on the other side. And, the way this night has gone as Martinez works himself into a 2-1 count here, this has been a situation of Austin High coming into this week. You kind of have to put all the factors together, right? Normal district schedule, it's a Tuesday, Friday schedule, but because of spring break, the schedule gets flipped around. So it's a Monday, Tuesday schedule here for Austin High tonight. They'll have a long break going into next week. So you have the short weekend from Friday, turnaround play again on Monday, as strike 3 here to retire the side, or to put one away, rather. Got a little ahead of myself in retiring the side here a little bit, but, puts one away. You're in a situation here where Austin High probably not expected to put up much of a fight against Dripping Springs coming into tonight, especially after Dripping Springs last week run rolled Aikens pretty easily, both games 10-0 through 5 innings. And Austin High this week, both last night and tonight, has risen to the occasion. More than that even, has, last night and especially tonight, has matched Dripping Springs. Been stride for stride so far between Martinez and Tracy in a 1-1 count here.
Yeah, if you go back to the Del Valle series, that first game, we were hitting shots. It was just right at them. Del Valle got, that's a ball. Del Valle got, their hits all clustered basically in that one inning, and that got them, they ended up winning that game. And then, of course, our pitching couldn't stop Del Valle.
Friday night.
Yep.
Bird thrown on the run, not quite in time to base. It's a difficult play for Patrick Bird. It was well struck, got it past Martinez, but it sits down very short in the infield. That Bird had to come sprinting up to try and make that play. Made a heck of a throw, just not quite in time. And here's a courtesy runner.
Yeah, so, we haven't really played bad. We didn't get the ball going our way against Del Valle in the first game. We couldn't get the outs in the second game, especially when we regained the lead in that last inning. And then, yesterday, let's just be honest, Dripping Springs should have beat Austin High yesterday.
Yeah.
We played a great game. Today we're playing an even better game. We're pitching a great game from Jason Martinez. We have the ability. We just haven't quite put it all together yet.
Martinez steps off, throws it back. You talk about that. We talked about the Del Valle game. The contact was there. Bats, all across the board making contact from the Austin High side of things, just like you said, not putting it into the gaps and instead putting it straight into the gloves of the Del Valle Cardinals. You turn around then on a Friday night, you get a home run and an RBI added onto that from Osby Contreras. You get a few other runs picked up along the way. Unfortunately, you're just in through no fault of their own. But because of the spring break getting started and everything else, Austin High wound up having to turn to a couple of young sophomores to try and carry them through that. Martiak and Carter, bless their hearts, did their best and gave a heck of an effort. Unfortunately, Del Valle was just on their A game that night as well and was able to match that and get the better of them, albeit by 1 run. But they worked hard against that. And then you come into last night, you get the return of Besa. Besa does his part. The Bats just struggle a little bit against, like we said, elite pitching. And tonight, a little bit of elite pitching of Austin High's own to match Taylor Tracy. And it is on display as Martinez coming up on pitch number 90.
You got a 2-2 count here on Janowitz, who just had a long foul down the left field line.
And it went over the fence. Otherwise, Calvert was trying to get over there to make a play on it.
That's the foul fence, not the out of bounds
That's
fence.
correct.
Yes. Or not the home run fence.
It went over. It was on the left side of the pole. Just if there was, it's one of those foul balls that it would have wound up in the stands if there were seating over there. Okay.
Runner goes.
Scott, the wind kind of tailed that throw. Bird dropped it out of the glove. Fortunately for the Maroons, your courtesy runner has to get down in the dirt. Otherwise, he might have tried for an extra bag. Takes away the double play opportunity. Here's Martinez from the mound. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed.
72 mile an hour, maybe cutter, maybe, or fastball right down the heart. Got him, so that brings up Connor Helms, who is 1 for 2. He's got 1 of their 4 hits on the evening and was involved in that infield fly in the 4th inning that was not to the pleasure of the Dripping Springs faithful, which is okay by us.
Was not well received, you might say, as Martinez able to get him to chase outside for strike 1. Oh, 1 count. Here's Martinez. Taking his time. And then he will step off the mound here, call time.
Boy, from what I see here, Dripping Springs might struggle against Del Valley.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's kind of shocking.
Both the way this series has gone and the way tonight specifically has gone and what Del Valley offers in the way of pitching. As this is lifted, Martiak trying to get over there. That's going to drop. That's fair. And that will score 1. The runner turning for 3, and that will go down as a base hit triple. And scores 1 for Dripping Springs.
That hit right down the right field line. Martiak giving it all he got. No way he could get there in time. And that ball being a big ballpark like this, when it bounced, he still had some room to go get it.
And Martinez's night is done.
Helms just tripled, but this got to be Martinez's game of his life. It's the longest he's pitched for the Maroons, going 5 2/3. And what a job. What a job by Jason Martinez.
And he gets a standing ovation from the Austin High faithful. And well-deserved at that. 93 pitches. Can't quite close the book on him yet, of course. Does have a runner on base at third in scoring position, but 2 outs for Bodie Martiak to take over with.
Yeah, Martinez 5 2/3 innings, threw 93 pitches, 51 for strikes, gave up 5 hits, currently 1 run, 1 earned. He is responsible, as David said, for the runner at third. Walked 4, struck out 3, did not hit a batter. And it's just thrown a great, great game.
And they will turn to Bodie Martiak, who, as we talked about, got the start on Friday night at Del Valley, pitched well in that game as well. And so Coach A turning to the other lefty, one of the other lefties rather, available to them here in this bullpen, in Martiak. And so we will see who will take his place out there in left.
Yeah, or in right.
Excuse me, in right field, correct.
Where they moved, folks. But Bodie, this is his 4th game, 4 1/3 innings pitched, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 earned. And that is Is that
Martinez will take Martiak's place out
okay, that
in
makes
right
sense.
field. So here comes Martiak. One 0 count. This one downstairs again. That'll be 2-0. Time called. And the umpire coming out.
Oh, he just called a ball because he said he went to his mouth.
Okay. And Martiak coming back for a conversation.
Yeah, he actually, we're rewinding it here. I didn't see him go to his mouth. Rewinding it here.
It's inside ball 4, so that'll put runners at the corners.
Oh, yeah, he did go to his mouth.
He did, okay.
Yeah, he did. Can't do that while you're on the mound.
And so often guys get, force a habit of that, right? Especially, if you played any kind of quarterback, if any of you did in high school or at any level, you're so used to doing that, you bring the hand up to the mouth, lick the tip of the fingers there just to kind of help your grip out a little bit.
I'd look for Dripping Springs maybe to put a play on here, first and third. We need to hold this run.
Martiak comes back. That was called a ball.
Must have been high. Must have been high, but every run is tough to come by right here. And you don't need to give Dripping Springs any more.
Comes back, that's ball
high.
2.
When he missed against Del Valle, it seemed like he missed up too. So you got to find a lower zone. That was lower.
That was much lower and a bit too low, unfortunately, as that goes for ball 3. Missing high, missing low. Got to try and find that sweet spot here for him. As the Sarge will come out and have a quick conversation with Martiak.
That's one thing has gone unnoticed, but the game that James has called.
Oh, yeah. It's been fantastic.
I don't think Coach A is calling the pitches.
I don't believe so.
The tracker, I think Coach A's letting him call it. And, man, between the way he was working with Martinez, this is the part of the game of catching that he loves, is the strategy.
That one misses ball 4. So now you've got bases loaded with 2 outs for the sophomore and Bodie Martiak. And it looks like Coach A going to get some motion going here in the Maroon bullpen. Looks like Henry Shooter will take to the pen here. Here comes Martiak. There's strike 1.
69-mile-an-hour curveball. Big breaker there to Wilkinson. Wilkinson's 0 for 1 on the evening.
The 0-1 down in the dirt. And the Sarge able to block that one. Came up with a handful of dirt, and Coach A will call time. And he will come out to have a conversation. And the Sarge kind of having a conversation here with the umpire. And so Martiak comes over into the dugout, took off his glove and left the ball out there, and it's hard to see exactly what he's doing or if he's getting something. It doesn't appear they're making the change. Shooter is in the bullpen warming up right now. Martiak's got a 1-1 count. Not entirely sure what that was about. But out comes Martiak again.
Maybe he wanted to change his shoes.
Could
Looks
be.
like he's lacing them up. It's all about the shoes.
Well, I mean, from a pitching standpoint, it's all about being comfortable, right?
We'll get some traction.
You know, well, and I mean, just from any standpoint, right? I mean, you think about it from a batting side, right? Everybody's got their routine. Pitchers are going to be the same way. And so from a pitching standpoint, if you feel off in any capacity, it can affect you just mentally, especially at this level, in so many different ways. So he's got the new shoes on. We'll see if that changes anything for Bodie Martiak. A wind up. Comes in. That one's a bit high again. Ball 2. And a 2-1 count. Base is still loaded. Dripping Springs picked up a run here in this half inning. They've got 2 more in scoring position as this gets fouled away. So a 2-2 count.
Most difficult count to hit on, average-wise. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
Wind up.
Oh, yeah.
In there, strike 3.
It was all about the shoes.
It was the shoes that make the man, and certainly that's the case for Bodie Martiak here. He finds strike 3 to get out of the inning, get out of the bases loaded situation. All 3 ducks left on the pond, and Austin High only gives up a run as we head into the bottom of the 6th. The Maroons, they go back to work when we return. You're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
After a tough game on the diamond or a strenuous day on the job, relief from those aches and pains is waiting for you at Somanos. Kiko is a certified flexibility expert and wellness practitioner who provides comprehensive bodywork, mobility coaching, and intentional breath work that allows the body to relax while relieving pain and alleviating injuries. Somanos offers a variety of therapeutic services to fit your needs and not hurt your budget. Relieve pain and increase your quality of life with Somanos. Move better, feel better, live better. 512-800-3064 or online at somanosbody.com. Somanos, proud supporter of Austin High Baseball.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. And the Sarge is coming up to the plate here for the Maroons as we head into the bottom of the 6th.
He's walked both times he's been up so far this evening. Need base runners down 1. Corners in.
And that'll be strike 1 inside. Really pushing the inside part of the plate.
85 miles an hour there by Cox.
Hits it cleanly. It's a base hit. And the Sarge gets you going with one on.
That, my man, is his 60th hit for the varsity.
There you go. Quick time here. Base is going to come up and have a conversation with Coach A. The tying run is at first.
That hit, that 60th hit, couldn't have come at a better time, lead off the 6th inning.
That's exactly
to your
right.
point, got a couple of seniors out there. See what we can do. Manufacture some runs. Let's tie it, if not take the lead here.
Leading run is at the plate right now. Tying run at first. Nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning. And Blake Cox, who came in relief last night for Rummel, comes back to work here, and that'll be strike one for Besa.
It was 83 on the outside part of the plate. The fastest we've seen Cox throw so far is 85.
Cox, the 0-1. Scott on the run. This going to hit down to second. The throw to first is in time, but it does advance the tying run into scoring position, and only one out.
All right, another senior, Drew Anderson, up 0 for 2 on the evening.
Javi Godinez on deck.
You know, with that hit and run right there, it's interesting that Dripping Springs did not have the shortstop covering.
It was in a good position to really try to make a play at second. Now, Scott had a really great jump. But like you said, interesting that they didn't try to put him in a better position. Check swing here from Anderson. That'll go strike one.
Yeah, big hook and curve, 70 miles an hour.
No better time than now for Anderson to add to his RBI count. And Cox will step off. Trying to keep a short leash here for the Sarge. This one down in the dirt outside. Ball one.
Good job by Anderson staying within himself, keeping that ball in the zone.
Really good block there by Gavin Holt, too, to keep Scott from being able to advance. A 1-1 count. And a throw back to second. Not in time. Nifty trickeration attempt there from Cox. Just did not fool the Sarge into taking off. And did not beat him back to the bag. A 1-1 count. We're into the chess match part of the ninth. Sit tight, folks, as Anderson fouls this one away. Down 1-2 in the count here. Cox playing a little bit of cat and mouse with Scott behind him at second base.
Base hit should tie the game. You got to believe that Coach A is going to be sending him.
Here's a 1-2. Cox staring down Scott, trying to keep his lead off short. This is downstairs for ball two for Drew Anderson. So it's an even 2-2 count. Godinez on deck.
It's a big enough lead out there at second. Let's not get caught.
See him shorten it by a couple steps again. Said the cat-mouse game between those two continuing. Cox, this one, hit down the line at third. It is scooped up. It's fair. That's missed. Here comes Scott to tie the game. And he will. Anderson slides into second, and we've got a tie ball game.
I can't believe that Shanowitz wouldn't let that ball potentially go foul. Now he's out there trying to raise his hands like, hey, it was foul. That's not the way you play that. I understand why he's trying to say that, but that's not the way you play it.
He's the one that scooped it up. And so just like that, we're still tied, and the Maroons have a runner in scoring position. And only the one out, and Javi Godinez comes to the plate with Martinez on deck, and now a conversation between umpires to discuss this. Explain the call to the Dripping Springs coach. Play stands. Runner in scoring position is Anderson. And Godinez comes up to the plate. And a throw back. Anderson not getting as much of a lead off as Scott was just moments ago. Like you said, base hit brings one around and keeps this game tied. This is in there, though, for strike one for Javi Godinez. Cox with the 0-1, swung on, missed. That'll put him down 0-2. Leading run at second. Cox, swing and a miss from Javi Godinez, and it's two away.
And boy, on an evening that has just been a fantastic outing for Jason Martinez, off the mound first, now playing right field. He steps in 0 for 2 with the ability to give the Maroons a lead with a base hit.
We'll work against Cox here. And Martinez will call time. Wind up from Cox. Martinez fouls it away. Puts him down 0-1 in the count.
One 5-0 for Dripping Springs. 1-2-1 for Austin High. Actually, Dripping Springs should have an error up there because of Chanowitz's throw to allow Anderson to get to second. So 1-5-1 and versus 1-2-1.
This one right back up the mound. And it's going to be through. Anderson digging in for the plate.
Oh, yeah.
Tries to jump up and over, but he's going to be called out.
Oh, I wouldn't mess with him, Hull. Anderson take you out. Yeah, I'd walk away. That's a linebacker right there, buddy. You don't want any part of him.
And did Anderson just get...
He got ejected. Yeah, that's
from him trying to come up on hole.
Well, you have to slide at home.
Yeah.
It's not the way it was when we played. So he is automatically ejected.
And so Coach A trying to plead his case, and so that will lead to a substitution here. Because with Anderson ejected, somebody will have to take his place out in center field. And Bodie Martiak will retake the mound. So it's been an eventful night. There's no shortage of excitement to be had as we get set up for the 7th inning when we return.
Ready to turn your vision of the perfect space into reality? James Gonin knows that great design is where it all begins. With a passion for creativity and years of experience in both residential and commercial architecture, James knows how to bring your ideas to life. Whether it's your dream home or the next big commercial project, like the new baseball field for Austin High, James Gonin will make your architectural dreams a reality. More info at jamesgonin.com. James Gonin, architect and proud supporter of Austin High baseball.
Welcome back in. David Roy, James Scott here in the broadcast booth. It's been quite a night here tonight here from Burger Field, and that night continues. Drew Anderson gets ejected for his play at the plate. Tried to go up and over Gavin Hull, and instead, in the so doing, is ejected as a result. And so he would have been the tying run. He dug in from third. I'm not sure if Coach A sent him or if he made that choice conscientiously. It was an aggressive play to be made, and unfortunately the tying run or the leading run cannot score, but the Maroons did tie it as we settle in here for the top of the 7th. Luke Whalen, for his birthday, is a byproduct of Anderson being ejected. Martinez slides from right to center, and Luke Whalen takes Martinez's place in right field.
Yeah, and if you're Coach A, you got to send him there. You got to make them make the play. Been having a hard time getting runners on all night. So I'm pretty sure he sent him, and that's absolutely the right call. You got to force it.
So 1-1 count here as Martiak continues to work. And this one, breaking ball, just couldn't get it to come back either in far enough or down in the zone far enough. Stays a bit up high, and it'll be a 2-1 count. The 2-1. A little bit of a backdoor of his own. Breaking ball, able to come in for the 2-2. And this comes outside for a 3-2 count. Martiak here for the payoff pitch. This gets hit hard down the line to first. And Besa will make the tag himself unassisted. That's one away.
Nice job by Jaden Besa. Taking that hard ground ball right at him, having the presence of mind to catch it and then run to the bag. That brings up Jason Steele, 0 for 2 on the evening.
Martiak just off the outside corner of the plate there, ball one. This will be pitch number 20 coming up here for Bodie Martiak. Working here against Steele. The 1-0. Misses again. Give Martiak credit. He's firing as well as he can. He's having a hard time placing it in the zone. Shooter still working in the pen to our left. The 2-0 in there for strike one. Two ones way upstairs. Scott had to come up on one leg and fully extend to snag that one. That's a 3-1 count. And Martiak misses outside, ball 4. That'll put a runner on first with one out.
Thank you all who have joined us on the broadcast tonight. Go ahead and give us a like if you would. Hit that little thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We have a heck of a game going on here. 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error for Dripping Springs. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error for Austin High. Top of 7. Jason Steele on first base. And Dom Hurley, who is 0 for 3 at the plate.
Martiak throw back over to first with Steele there. Coming up on 2.5 hours of playtime. That was a check swing that does not get called Austin High's way. And that'll go ball 1. Ball 2. Martiak misses just outside, and Coach A will call time and come out and visit with Martiak. Coming up on 2.5 hours of game time here tonight, sir.
And what an opportunity for Martiak. Sophomore, get to play in this position. They have a big, important district game against one of the top teams in the state. Opportunity to compete.
Who, as we've talked about, one of the top teams in the state in district, current district leader, currently knotted up with them at 1 apiece, coming across the plate. And we've got, this is a full-blown battle resting on the backs of 2 outstanding left-handed pitchers who were on display for the better part of our evening tonight in Jason Martinez and Taylor Tracy. Here's Martiak with a 2-0, and he'll put that one in there. Down the pipe for the strike one, and that'll be a 2-1 count.
A lot of the Dripping Springs faithful feeling some nerves here, getting chirpy.
And understandably so. The way the game went last night as this gets fouled away. And you have to especially be feeling nervous knowing that Del Valle is coming up next week.
Boy, I mean, for what I've seen, I think Del Valle is going to give them a run.
I mean, Del Valle, Austin High, evenly matched pretty much last week in their 2-game series, and now coming in tonight, Austin High, last night, tonight, giving Dripping Springs a run. Here especially in a potential change of the status quo before our eyes. It's a full count here for Martiak with 1 out. One on, payoff pitch. In there for strike 3. And defensive indifference allows the runner to advance to second from first.
Second baseman number 4, Trey Carey.
The umpire calls time here to dust off the plate. And Dripping Springs faithful really letting them have it with both barrels, aren't they?
Yeah, Hurley actually, there's somebody said that that was interference. I think they got a good point. Hurley walked right across Scott when that runner was going. Yeah, that is the definition of interference.
So. And Martiak steps off the mound, calls time, invites Scott to come up.
Yeah, they're going to indicator with the runner on second. So they're just trying to get set on which and what is the indicator. We need to get this out here because that no call of interference there was big. Puts that runner in scoring position. And you got to believe Dripping Springs would be sending him on anything in the outfield.
Time called here from the Dripping Springs side. Trey Perry with Sachanowicz on deck. And Martiak finds his own again for strike 1. It took Martiak a little bit, but he's starting to settle in here. In relief of Martinez.
I tell you, James is calling a hell of a game. He's calling it in reverse from what you'd normally expect. Working them backwards as it was. Big lead over there at second.
0-1, swung on, missed. Strike 2.
Well, you got to think your district rivals, the word's gonna get out on Dripping Springs that they have a difficulty with left-handed pitching, especially the soft stuff. I haven't seen anybody throwing right and soft stuff against them, but certainly left-handed pitching they do.
Martiak comes out with one way outside. Good job by Scott to lunge and get over there. That was clear on the other side of the opposite side batter box from Perry. Scott had to extend for it, but does a really good job on the wild pitch. 1-2.
Big lead over there at second.
That's outside again, 2-2 count.
They're going to need to keep him more honest over there at second.
Martiak comes in outside again, full count, 3-2 count.
Barry's 0 for 1. He is responsible for the one run that they scored in the 6th. as he singled, stole second.
Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three.
And we go to the bottom of the seventh with an opportunity to win this game.
Bottom of the seventh on the horizon. The Maroons, the Tigers of Dripping Springs, tied at 1. We'll see how it all shakes out on the other side. You're watching Maroon Baseball on the Vibe Live Network.
My missing teeth were in the front.
I fell off a roof, messed up my teeth.
I would be talking and my tooth would just fall out. That's when I turned to 8118 Dental Professionals.
When I first came in, it was so welcoming.
I just felt a connection, felt like family.
It is worth every penny because you get that peace of mind that everything is okay.
I can't stop smiling.
Why wait?
From implants to full mouth restoration.
Go to 8118dentalimplants.com to see how we can help you smile again.
Welcome back to Burger Field on a late Tuesday night. You see the numbers here on your screen. It's been a great game ahead of us. Bodie Martiak comes in relief of Jason Martinez, who pitched an outstanding game here tonight for the Maroons. Did give up a run, but Austin High was able to answer with one. And Martiak did his job. Gets you out of the top of the seventh, doesn't give up anything else. Now the Maroons have an opportunity with Osby Contreras and Martiak on deck behind him to try and take a lead and a win in what would be a massive upset here early in the district season.
This is why you play these games. It's a great Texas high school baseball game. And the underdog Maroons giving the number 10 team in the state every bit.
Contreras fouls off the first offering here. Puts him down 0-1.
Contreras 0 for 2 on the evening. Third baseman is in. Rest of the infield playing about normal depth.
That one is a pitch that would have been at Contreras' head had he not ducked underneath it. So a 1-1 count. Contreras making Coach A keep his head on a swivel out there.
Ripped foul.
Coach A had to hop to get over it, keep from being struck. You weren't kidding. He ripped that one, got all of it. That was one of those, puts a hole in your glove. 1-2, here's Cox. From the windup. That's outside, ball 2.
That was 87. That's the fastest I've seen him on the evening.
Two count. Contreras battling away here at the plate. Swings, misses, strike 3.
75 or 70 mile an hour breaking ball right there. Just got him way out in front. He was geared for the fastball and just couldn't adjust to that curve.
Up comes Martiak. He's got Bird on deck behind him.
Martiak's 0 for 1 is walked. Also struck out to lead off the 5th inning. The sophomore battling.
Martiak able to clip that one, and that is fouled off. A third baseman learned his lesson from earlier tonight, waited until it crossed the line.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I agree with that call. It looks like the ball bounced and hit the line And the umpire called it foul.
Good.
Because the third baseman was in foul territory. It doesn't matter where the third baseman is. It matters where the ball is and hits. But this is just another opportunity for Bodie to do something great.
The 0-1 to Martiak. Swings on it, misses. 0-2. The 0-2 gets fouled away towards the Dripping Springs dugout.
You know, we talked about it last night and the heck of a job that Besa did in going the distance and pitching his heart out. That saved the bullpen.
Yeah.
This game goes into extra innings. How much bigger is what Besa did last night?
100%.
Everybody is fresh for the Maroons.
The 0-2, the windup from Cox. Martiak fouls it back.
He fouled that 86-mile-an-hour fastball that was up right back.
And so Martiak continues to battle. Here's Cox from the windup. That one's outside. Ball one. Fletcher Wilson is on deck for Bodie Martiak.
Well, that would be in place of Patrick Bird if that stands.
The 1-2. Outside again and in the dirt. And Martiak continues to stay alive here at the plate. He's worked this count back up to an even 2-2. Here's a windup from Cox. Martiak fouls this one away. That's going to get lifted, and it will drop before either the first baseman or the right fielder can get to it. And so Martiak stays alive.
What a battle by this young sophomore.
Both in what he has achieved on the mound in relief of Martinez tonight, and now this at the plate here. Talk about rising to the occasion.
No doubt about that.
The 2-2. Martiak fouls that away as well. That one was in on the hands, and yet Martiak was still able to get a piece of it. This one's outside, full count for Bodie Martiak. Fletcher Wilson on deck, Logan Kenny in the hole.
Big pressure on Dripping Springs. Maroons are loose and having fun.
Here comes Cox from the stretch, fires one. That's in there, strike three. Down goes Martiak looking.
To your point, Fletcher Wilson is going to pinch hit for Patrick Bird. Coach A looking to catch lightning in a bottle. Fletcher Wilson, 23 plate appearances this year. He's 3 for 20. However, he does have 1 home run, 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored, and has walked 3 times. He is a senior. He's been pitching and playing first base for us.
Here's Wilson. From the plate, takes for strike 1.
That was 82 miles per hour.
See if Wilson can, like you said, Coach A trying to catch lightning in a bottle, if he can spark a little 2-out rally here, as he'll take for ball 1. Logan Kenny will be on deck. Here's Cox from the stretch. And that one maybe a bit generous. I thought that was a little bit too far outside, but they call that strike 2. A 1-2 count. We may be going to extra innings at the rate this is going, unless Fletcher Wilson can make something happen here. Wind up, pitch, swung on, missed. Strike 3. And so we've got some extra baseball coming your way. We'll head back in, top of the 8th. When we return, you're watching Maroon Baseball here on the Vibe Live Network.
Hi, I'm Jenny Covert. Welcome to Covert Chevrolet in beautiful Bastrop, Texas, where small town values drive big time savings. At Covert Bastrop, we understand what matters to you most. A good deal, great service, and dealing with people you trust. What matters to you matters to us. Rooted in family values since 1909, the Coverts have been serving Central Texas for 6 generations. We want to be your car dealer. Let us prove it. Covert Chevrolet, Highway 71 in Bastrop. Together, let's drive. CovertBastrop.com.
At Horizon Bank, we're from here. With over 100 years of experience serving Central Texas customers and headquartered right here in downtown Austin, we're proud to support our community and the athletes who keep it strong. Stop by any of our Austin and Central Texas locations and see how we can help you meet your goals. We'd love to meet you. Or you can visit us on the web at horizonbank.com.
Welcome back to Burger Field. Got some extra baseball coming your way as we head into the top of the 8th. Still tied at 1 apiece between the Maroons of Austin High and the Tigers of Dripping Springs.
Yeah, 5, 6, and 7 up for Dripping Springs, Janowitz, Helms, and Hole.
Bodie Martiak goes back to work here in the top of the 8th. He's up to 35 pitches here for him tonight. This will be pitch number 36 as we continue. This one upstairs again, ball 1. Been a common refrain from us here tonight that Martiak's pitches, they tend to stay just a bit high. And that's been the other part of it, outside, as it count goes up 2-0. Here's a windup for Martiak. This one inside. 3-0 count.
Not sure how that missed inside with his on top of the plate as Shanowitz is.
This one goes for ball 4 and puts a runner on. See some motion in the pen again. Coach A considering his options over there. So we'll have a meeting here between Scott and Martiak, again trying to get on the same page. They have a runner on first right now. Martiak approaching pitch number 40.
Yeah, Helms is 2 for 3. He's the one who hit the triple down right field to drive in Dripping Springs' only run of the game. It looks like Coach A is going to be joining.
He's going to be joining the conversation here and continue the discussion. And it looks like we will have a change.
So it looks like Henry Shooter is going to come into the game.
Martiak's night will conclude with 39 pitches thrown. He'll be on the hook for the runner at first. And Henry Shooter will take over tonight. And we will have our change continue here, as Martiak will take Wayland's spot back out in right field.
Yeah, I heard 19 for 18, so Shooter is coming in for Wayland.
Now playing right field, number 24, Cody Martiak.
Been a little bit since we've seen Henry Shooter off the mound. He's got 5 2/3 innings pitched over 5, now 6 games. He did start once. He's 0-2 with a save for the season. Giving up 12 hits, 10 runs, 9 of which are earned.
See the numbers there for Henry Shooter on your screen.
One of our harder throwers, probably between him and Fletcher Wilson.
Oh, and it's interesting, too. This is a dynamic just to keep an eye on for folks at home. First 2 pitchers tonight who had great success against Dripping Springs lefties. Now in comes Shooter, who does throw as a righty.
Would be a great time for a double play. We've turned a couple tonight.
So the right-handed pitcher and Shooter comes inside and misses.
Boy.
Surprisingly, too. I thought that was over the plate. But a bit high, I guess, would be the call.
I would agree with you.
Now wind coming in as well, and the bunt gets fouled off. So bunt attempt down the first base side, and it popped off the barrel of the bat. Lands in foul territory, so a 1-1 count here. Shooter comes back, thrown over to first. And a pickoff attempt. Runner will hold at first base. 1-1 count, nobody out. Bunt sign on, and that gets fouled off. Javi Godinez came charging down the line from third. But that brings us to strike 2. And a 1-2 count as a whole for Henry Shooter to work with. And Shooter, that one well outside of the zone. Avoiding the hit by pitch is Helms, and Helms lifts this one out into left field, and the play is made. Dane Calvert continues his run in left field, and that's 1 out. Runner will hold at first.
Double play still in order.
Catcher number 2, Gavin Hull.
Hull 0 for 2 on the evening. He has walked in the 6th. Godinez playing right on the line at third. Unusual with a left-handed batter up. He must feel much more comfortable going to his left than his right.
I was going to say, it's the only other explanation because he is almost hugging the line over there at third.
You know, it's funny, sometimes you're just like that. You prefer one side over the other. And
you get comfortable, right? And that comfort just kind of becomes so much more important. This one outside, ball 1. Appreciate everybody staying with us as we grow late in the night. A little long in the tooth here on our broadcast as this bit of a pass ball there.
A little wild pitch in the dirt allowed Shanowitz to take second. It was running on the pitch anyway, but once it hits the dirt, that's counted as a wild pitch. But they do have now a runner in scoring position.
Scott tried with a block to get up and come up with the throw, and he just couldn't quite get a handle on it. By the time he did, it was a bit too late, so a 2-0 count. Shooter comes back and misses for ball 3. Runner in scoring position. This is the leading run. Shooter comes back for ball 4. So that puts a runner at first and second. And Henry Shooter's going to have a quick meeting with a Sarge. Coach A. Maybe considering his options as well. Not sure how much more depth you have behind Shooter, who is available tonight, given spring break.
Well, Tyndall's 0 for 2. He did ground into ending double play in the second. Easier said. But he also walked last time up. We could use another one of those double plays right here.
Absolutely. Double play is on with a runner at first and second.
We have turned 2 double plays today. This is absolutely a great Texas high school baseball game.
Shooter comes back, this one upstairs. Ball 1.
Wheels turning on both sides. Maroons playing loose, have nothing to lose. Dripping Springs faithful are on pins and needles.
Dripping Springs has some motion on their bullpen. As Shooter comes back in with a strike. It'll be strike 1 on the count here. One count. Shooter comes back for strike 2.
You go 3 in a row to that big breaking curveball, or you change it up here. Something different.
Let's see what the Sarge calls for him. This one fouled. Trying to make the play was Jaden Besa.
He gave it everything he got. Just missed it. Heck of an effort by Jaden Besa over there at first. That ball falls foul.
It gets dropped right in front of him as he made the diving effort, but couldn't get underneath it to record the second out. So 1-2 count, Shooter. Launches one in. That one goes back through, and that's going to get into the gap. Martinez comes up. The run will score for Dripping Springs. And they will take a 1-run lead with a runner in scoring position and a runner at first. The base hit got past Shooter on the mound and slipped into the gap behind him at second base, and then Martinez tried to make the throw to second in an effort, but he kind of fumbled with it, trying to scoop it off the grass.
That brings up Bobby Wilkinson, who's 0 for 2. He has walked one time. Double play is still in order.
Wind up. This one gets through. Kenny's there this time. Makes a tag at second himself, and then the throw to first to retire the side. So the Maroons give up one more in the top of the 8th, but Logan Kenny gets him out of the inning. And now we head into the bottom of the 8th with the Maroons down 1 and needing an answer.
And we've got Logan Kenny, James Scott, Jaden Basa up, so 9-1 and 2. You got to go get them Maroons, get this run back.
Let's see if they can pull it off when we return. Big bottom of the 8th on the other side. You're watching Maroon Baseball on the Vipe Live Network.
Nance Orthodontics is committed to providing the highest quality orthodontics for the Austin community. Dr. Nance is a board-certified orthodontist and offers Invisalign and braces to create beautiful smiles. Our friendly team is passionate about creating beautiful, life-changing smiles for all ages with the latest technological advances. Patient comfort and happiness are our highest priority. Give us a call for your complimentary consultation today.
Welcome back in. It's been an outstanding night of baseball here to wrap up this week of district play for Austin High. That night, it's not over yet. Bottom of the 8th coming in here, and we've got a 9-hole hitter in Logan Kenny before we turn the order over. Back to James Scott and Jaden Basa. Maroons trail by 1. Dripping Springs leading on 2 runs on 6 hits. They've got an error. Austin High, 1 hit. One run on 2 hits.
Nice.
And Logan Kenny takes it on the shoulder to open up the inning as Chanowitz takes over on the mound.
There you go.
Kenny took it on the shoulder and the side of the helmet. And some questioning as to how much is he feeling that here.
So Scott steps in 1 for 1. He's been on base all 3 times. He's walked twice, has scored our lone run. Be interesting to see if Coach A bunts him here or lets him swing away. He is our leading hitter.
We will have a courtesy runner for Kenny. That'll be Ames Alejandro. Mr. Alejandro, last time we were out here at Burger Field, came up, introduced himself, thanked us for our broadcast.
It's a good young man right there. All right, if Scott bunts, he needs to put it down the first base side. That third baseman, Steele. Dripping Springs had a lot of defensive movements. Shanowitz, who was playing third, is now on the mound. Steele is now at third.
Shanowitz misses outside. So Shanowitz with a hit by pitch on Kenny, who takes first. Ames Alejandro running in its place. That means a tying run right now is at first. The game-winning run right now at the plate in James Scott, and he will take the 1-0 offering for strike one.
Shanowitz throwing about 81, 82 miles an hour.
Here's the 1-1. This outside. That's ball two. The blankets have been broken out by Dripping Springs and Austin High faithful alike, as that wind has turned the night air chilly. Bunt sign was on, and that'll go for ball three. 3-1 count here for James Scott, the winning run. Bunt sign on, ball four. So the tying run is advanced into scoring position. The game-winning run is at first, and up comes Jaden Besa.
What a great game.
Boy, howdy, it doesn't get any better than that. Henry Shooter on deck.
And Besa 0 for 3. He is due today. Struck out twice, grounded to shortstop in the 6th. And now we're testing the depth of Dripping Springs pitchers. Obviously, and here comes Dripping Springs coach. They have two of the best in the state in Cooper Rummel and Taylor Tracy. Their last pitcher,
Blake Cox, who was in
Blake
here
Cox,
earlier tonight.
yes, he's obviously got a bright future of him ahead of himself as well. Shanowitz must be 4th on their depth chart and is
testing the depth of that really strongly here tonight, because now you're putting Shanowitz in a situation here. He's got a save opportunity ahead of him right now for Dripping Springs if he can pull this off. But right now he's put 2 on, 1 with a hit by pitch. He's walked James Scott otherwise, and so now he has given up and put the winning run at first, the tying run in scoring position. So pressure is on.
And with that, with Anderson getting ejected for not sliding at home, we've got Henry Shooter on deck. Henry does lead the team with 2 home runs.
Yeah.
Although he does have limited plate appearances this year. Tonight's probably not going to be one of those home run nights with the wind blowing straight in.
No. But if you can put one out there, sac fly, doesn't hurt anybody.
We just need to score a run.
Score 2 to call tonight. Shanowitz will stop off. Ames Alejandro trying to get a good lead here at second, and now a meeting between catcher and pitcher. Alejandro is young, so we're going to have to be cognizant of that, and Alejandro is going to have to be aware. Don't want to take too big of an opportunity here and bite off more than you can chew if you are not careful.
Yeah, let's hope we've got rid of all of our base running blunders in the tournament season this year. We've had more than our fair share. But again, that was in tournament time, not in district time.
This is when it matters. The wind-up pitch down low in the dirt. Ball 1 for Jay Besa. Dripping Springs leading 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. Maroons 2 on, nobody out. Besa fouls off the 1-0 pitch. What an upset this would be for Austin High to pull this off. And what a change to the tune of their season, the way district play has opened up for them. The 1-1. Low and inside. Ball 2, Shanowitz trying to plead his case, but the 2-1 count remains. These umpires have heard it from just about everybody tonight. The 2-1. Besa lifts this one into foul territory. Now leaving the count at 2-2. The Maroons came into tonight 0-3 in district play. But against one of the best teams in the state, an opportunity to pull a massive upset in collecting what could be their first district win. Ball 3 from Chanowicz. Full count here for Besa. The payoff pitch. Besa fouls it away. We'll do it again. The Austin High faithful, they can feel it. Besa lifts this one. That's going to get into the gap. Here comes Alejandro.
Go.
Scott
Cindy,
rounding
Cindy,
third.
Cindy, go.
Scott rounding third.
Yes.
Austin High.
Holy Toledo, Jaden Besa. Austin High with the victory, and Dripping Springs is stunned.
The Maroons come up, and Jaden Besa, in perhaps the biggest at-bat of his life, answers the call. And the Maroons take a 3-2 lead and the win in the upset.
What a game by Austin High and Dripping Springs. Stay with us. We're going to get, hopefully, post-game interview. Hang with us 1 second.
We're going to work to get who we can get. We'll see if we can pick up Besa, Martinez, and company. What a night. The Maroons come up big. As we add to our total here and tally everything up in the bottom of the 8th. The Maroons come up with a massive win. You see the numbers there, Austin High. 3 runs scored on 3 hits with an error committed by both teams. And we will see about that post-game interview right now. And we are working on getting that post-game interview set up. We will get them squared away, and we will turn to them. Your attention.
With Jaden Besa. Jaden, what a hit, clutch performance. What were you thinking when that ball hit the bat? What were you thinking?
I was just hoping it was gapped. I wanted the moment. Said it like 2 innings ago, wanted it, and it came. Did a job, hitting the gap, 2 runs scored. Good win.
Have you ever hit a more important base hit?
Never. This is a really unreal feeling. First district win, big win. Get Dripping Springs top 10 or something in the state. Just means a lot.
Excellent job, man. Go enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm also here with somebody I quite know. What did it feel like when you crossed the plate?
It felt great. I feel like all the work, all the hours you put in, it paid off in a big way right there.
Yeah, no doubt. You called a heck of a game. Martinez was on the game. Martiak came in shooter. What were you thinking? Talk me through your thought process there.
I really got with the pitchers beforehand, and we're going to attack a lot with off speed. We don't leave anything over the middle play. We really attack the middle away. Jason did a hell of a job. His curve was really good. His fastball was there. His changeup worked in too. Bodie's slider was insane today. Really made the big difference right there. I'm so proud of our pitchers for holding them to 1 run.
1 run.
Yeah.
All right. Great job.
Thank you.
Go enjoy it. All right, my man. Coach A, congratulations, baby.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It feels good. I feel like we've needed one. It was a hard-earned one, that's for sure. But we had a game plan, and the game plan worked. So I wish we could have gone yesterday too. Didn't work, but we split with Drip, which is good. First district win. So we got to take this week off and then go back next week to Westlake.
Would you say this is the most important win of your young coaching career?
They're always important to me because we got to go back and look at, what worked, what we need to stay away from, what we could go back to. But, they're all important. But for sure, in this year, I'm going to say yes, this is super important.
I can tell you what worked, and your defense played great. You had that arrow here in left field, but other than that, you turned double plays, you made the routine play, and honestly, tonight it's not a routine environment with this wind blowing the way it is.
No, that's what I told the guys. I said it's whoever, messes up first, and whoever's locked in more. And consistently will win the game. That was us. We had an error here and there, but we had a game plan. We threw lefty. Told Coach Rock, I said, hey, I'm going to go last guy right-handed, kind of hard, and see if we could throw him off a bit. I wish we would have done that ground ball up the middle, but we came back and got the double play in the inning, so it's just super important.
Yeah. Excellent job, Coach A. Congratulations, sir. Go enjoy it. Thank you. All right, back to you, David Roy.
Well, there you have it, and there you heard it from the Maroons' own. And you hear still the applause and the ovation that they are receiving from behind us. What an upset here tonight for Austin High to come away with a win, and in the fashion in which they did, from coming up at the bottom of the 8th and rattling off 2 on a massive Jaden Besa hit. The Maroons did their part. They split the series with Dripping Springs, pick up their first district win of the season. No bigger win than that. And to do it against one of the top-tier teams in the state, to face down the pitching that they did, and to get the pitching performance that they did. We saw and heard from Besa and from Scott, who called the game from the pitching side of things from behind the plate as he worked with both Martinez and Martiak, and then finally Henry Shooter. You add that in with the performance from the base paths, and it just works out as James Scott rejoins us here.
Boy, I'm telling you what, that energy in that dugout is off the charts.
And rightfully so, and we were talking about it too. and we will have to. They're trying to kick us out and hurry us out of here. So
I think they're ready to go home.
I think they're ready to go home. We will wrap it up then here tonight. We can talk more about the win next week at Westlake, but that will do it for us. On behalf of our entire broadcast crew, Coach Les, James Scott, I'm David Roy, and we will see you next week when the Maroons take on Westlake. We'll see you then.